We have some big news, ladies and gentlemen. The chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee has just responded to Donald Trump's criticism campaign of him not being able to receive the Nobel Peace Prize this year, and more than likely never. Let's take a listen and take a look and read at his response. The reason why I say look, listen, and read is because we are getting it read by an automated voice, but we will be reading along. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get on with it.
Nobel Peace Prize chair responds to Trump's pressure campaign, by Laura Kelly. The chair of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee on Friday responded to President Trump's public pressure campaign to win the award, telling reporters that the deliberation process for choosing the awardee prioritizes courage and integrity. Georgian Watney Frydnes, chair of the committee, announced Venezuelan opposition leader Corina Machado as 2025's prize winner, describing her as an extraordinary example of civilian courage in the face of a brutal and authoritarian state. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity, Frydnes said in response to a question on Trump's intense lobbying to win the award. So how we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel, Frydnes continued. The Nobel Peace Prize was established by Alfred Nobel, a Swedish scientist and entrepreneur most famous for his invention of dynamite. In his will, Nobel dedicated his fortune to establishing the 5 awards, highlighting the greatest contributions to humanity in the fields of physics, chemistry, physiology or medicine, literature, and for work in peace. The 2025 Peace Prize selection drew increased global scrutiny and fascination amid Trump's intensive campaign for the award and routine criticism that he has not been recognized for accomplishments during his first term, particularly helping broker the Abraham Accords. Trump has repeatedly claimed that he has ended 7 wars during his first 7 months back in office, though some of those conflicts were not wars or have not stopped. Stephen Cheung, assistant to the president and White House director of communications, accused the Nobel Committee of putting politics over peace in choosing Machado. President Trump will continue making peace deals, ending wars, and saving lives. He has the heart of a humanitarian, and there will never be anyone like him who can move mountains with the sheer force of his will, he wrote in a post on social media site X. Frydnes, in announcing Machado as the winner, described her as a key unifying figure, bringing together an oppressed and disparate opposition to challenge the autocratic rule of Nicolas Maduro. He praised her decision to remain in the country, despite having to go into hiding for safety, as a choice inspiring millions. Frydnes said that in selecting Machado, who has worked for free and fair elections for decades, the Nobel Committee was also elevating the increasing threats to democratic governance and the rise of authoritarian regimes. Living in a world where we have less and less democracies and more authoritarian regime means that the world is also getting more unsafe, Frydnes said. We believe that democracy is a precondition for peace. And so, yes, that is the message to the world. We need to support the democratic forces also on behalf of peace.